Drat! Eggman's vanished without a trace, and the detector isn't picking up anything at all. Any sign of the Master Emerald, Rouge? Try over by that cactus.
Quit bothering me so I can concentrate.
Silver said something about saving the world with the Chow. I think his ESP powers have made him a bit goofy.
Clearly. What powers would the Chow have to save the world? Look, the detector is beeping like crazy. Bet that means there are 2 Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, but where's the Master Emerald? Wait, here comes Shadow and Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic, what are you doing here? Fine, don't say anything. If you've come for the Master Emerald, you're out of luck.
Hand over to me.
Huh? Who is that? Eggman?
Bad translation. Grave danger.
Grave danger? Wait, Metal Sonic! Where are you going?
Aloha everybody, and welcome to part 4 of Sonic Rivals 2. We're here in Frontier Canyon with that good old knucklehead Knuckles. And Knuckles, again, he cannot glide or climb walls. This is the Sonic Rivals series. He is just like everybody else. But his special move, it's a little bit different from what it was in the first game. In the first game, he did a ground pound that affected your rival no matter what. He could be in the air and he would still get stunned and stuff, right? This time around, Knuckles doesn't just ground pound and stun his rival wherever he is for a short period of time. Now Knuckles creates a giant fire shield, a giant fire wave that surrounds his whole body. And it's big. It's not like a fire shield that you get from items. It's a big friggin' fire wave. But it stays around Knuckles' character while he's running around, and anyone who gets close to Knuckles can be damaged by it. However, if a character is miles ahead of you or miles behind you, it's not too useful. Maybe for some of the bad nicks, but it's alright. Frontier Canyon is by far the hardest zone in the game. I have played the last zone, the second last zone, the ones before this one a lot, and for some reason it's always Frontier Canyon I have trouble with. I don't know if it's the tumbleweeds that just randomly show up, and if you run into it, it makes you bounce high like a spring. I don't know if it's the fact that the AI just seems to know exactly what to do in these levels, that the AI almost never makes a mistake. You know, usually in other levels, they might have trouble navigating a platform, or, you know, they're doing something a little bit wrong, but here the rivals always seem to be really good in this level. They're always taking the right pathways, the higher pathways, the ones that get them ahead of you and stuff. And I always die on this level, Act 1 and Act 3. I don't know, there's something about Frontier Canyon, I keep calling it Cannon, that is really tricky, and I must say that you might hate it. Maybe you guys had a better experience with it than I did, but I played this game a lot, and this level is just... it's rough, you know? I like the theme, though.
Looks like I lost him. Well, I better collect some more rings for this detector. What the? Looks like Metal Sonic's trying to collect rings, too. I've gotta beat him.
So now we're doing a ring battle. A ring battle is simple. All you have to do is collect more rings than your rival, and there's a time limit, so you have until that time limit goes away. So this will be a 3-minute fight no matter what. It's not like you can just like beat him up and then end the fight. You have to have more rings than he does by the end of the time limit. It's that simple. All the rings keep respawning because it's just a small little arena with not much to it. Every now and then after, I don't know, 10-15 seconds of collecting a ring, the rings will respawn, so all these pathways will line up again. And what I find about this level is I just keep going in sort of an infinity symbol loop, you know? Where I'll just go, get the rings here, go across, get the rings there because they've spawned by the time I get back to them, and just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, it's pretty simple. I mean, your rival, he will be collecting rings, but as long as you just keep moving, keep moving, you should be pretty fine. And again, you can hit your rival to knock rings out of him, so that's a strategy. But again, because I move so fast and the rings keep spawning, I just keep moving around in a loop. I don't like those items, though. Every time a rival uses an item, it's really hard to dodge it, because it homes in on you and everything, you know. These items are better. There's the fire wave. Look at how big that is. Not very useful if Metal Sonic's not near me, but hey, there it is.
Enjoy this.
So the plot, It's pretty bland. Again, the Rival series by itself is pretty bland. I would never stack these up with the Sonic Genesis games, or the Advanced series, or the Rush games. You know, the Rival series has always been, alright, it's not horrible, it's not broken, it's not like I'm going, you know, this is the Sonic 06 of Sonic? Wait, that doesn't make sense. That's not a good analogy at all. This is the Mega Man X6 of Sonic. Oh wait, that would be 06. It's not that bad. That's what I'm trying to get at, is that it's enjoyable, you can enjoy it and play it, and it'll be fine, and, you know. But if you're trying to find, like, the best, most prestige Sonic experience, I wouldn't really recommend the Rival series. I mean, they're alright multiplayer games. Every one of these levels, every one of these boss fights can be played with a friend, as long as they have a PSP and Sonic Rivals as well. So, but, you know, if you want to compete with your friend to see who can kick Eggman's ass first and hit the Eggmobile 6 times, hey, this is a series for you. It has alternate costumes, but because it's on the PSP, you can't really zoom in and see the costumes because there's no way to move the camera. But hey, at least there's alternate costumes. I mean, it's a series. I love the Frontier Canyon theme, though. We don't usually get a Wild West type setting in Sonic. Like, when I say there are tumbleweeds in the level, there are literally tumbleweeds that are on the ground that you can run into that bounce you like a spring. So, it's fun.
No contest!
Way to defy gravity. Every time I win one of these matches, I always end up in this ridiculous pose. I don't know. It's because the characters feel so slippery when they get knocked around and stuff. I don't know. But, that's the ring battle. It's pretty simple. Get more rings than the other guy.
Well, 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 if it isn't Shadow.
Hey, Rouge. I hear you've collected some Chaos Emeralds with that handy contraption of yours.
Good news travels fast.
I can't tell you why, but I need to know how many you found. It's really important.
If it's so important, maybe you should let me in on the secret. You can trust me, really.
Fine. The truth is, someone is trying to unleash the Ifrit into our world from another dimension. The key to opening the portal to that other dimension is the 7 Chaos Emeralds.
I see. Well, I'm certain the person that hired me to collect the emeralds will protect them.
Who hired you?
That's strictly confidential.
Come back here!
And so now we're playing Act 3 as Rouge the Bat. Rouge the Bat's special ability is to shoot these little bomb things that go in a straight line ahead of her. As far as I know, that's pretty much it. It's not a homing missile either. It's not like the items where you shoot like an ice chunk and it follows the character and it eventually erupts on them. No, it's just like a straight line kind of projectile thing. You get like 3 at a time, I believe, but Rouge's special ability is the worst. I find no use for it. I find it pretty bland. In fact, I don't even think I activated it during this particular run, but hey, what do you know? I don't know if anyone's following the plot of this game or if anyone's been skipping the cutscenes, but basically, it's about Eggman Nega trying to unleash a fire elemental from another dimension. Not Blaze's dimension, although it would make... See, this is what I don't get. Were they trying to bring the Sonic Rush and Sonic Rivals continuities back together? Like, Eggman Nega is in Blaze's alternate dimension because he just goes to alternate dimensions? Is that what they were trying to do? Like, Eggman Nega is from the future, he is a descendant of Eggman's, but he goes to other dimensions and he visited Blaze's. Is that what they were trying to do? Because that's a nice retcon if they were, but I don't know if anyone really goes by that. Anyway, he's trying to unleash a fire elemental known as the Ifrit. We have had a fire elemental in Sonic 06, it was Iblis. We had an Ifrit in Sonic and the Secret Rings. In the span of 3 games, the 2006-2007 era of Sonic is so tired for ideas they keep reusing the same monster. Again, the Ifrit is a fire elemental dragon thing, and the last level will seem pretty familiar if you're at all familiar with Sonic 06, so it's something else, but, you know, this is the Dark Age of Sonic. Story? Who cares about that? It's about the gameplay, right? Let's just use a fire elemental that's going to destroy the world again. No one will mind.
Rouge! Something really strange is going on.
You're telling me. I just learned that someone's trying to release an Ifrit into our world. If this creature gets through the portal, it'll destroy our world. He might even have your precious Master Emerald. And since Shadow is looking for...
Really? Then let's go find him.
I'll save you the trouble. I'm right here. You see, you know far too much.
Eggman, I knew you were wrapped up in all of this.
This has nothing to do with you. I just need you out of the picture for now.
Out of my way, you two. He's mine.
Shadow? Now what's your problem?
And it's boss time. This
You
time
ready
we're
for
taking
this?
on the Egg Ball! I know people have been asking for that. I don't know why. They're like, you're not naming the bosses anymore. Well, there it is. The Egg Bull is kind of annoying. You see, what happens is he's chasing you, and then eventually he stops. But he always stops just before some wooden platforms. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to climb the platforms and then jump off them to land at the top of the Egg Bull's head, where the Eggmobile dome is. You can't jump it from the bottom because it's too high, and you sort of can't really air dash into it. Sometimes I find that the air dash doesn't always work, and that I accidentally hurt myself rather than hit the Eggmobile. So I feel like I have to make these giant jumps and not so much air dash jumps or homing attack attempts. So don't try to homing attack it. It doesn't seem to work for me. The only problem I have with this boss fight, I wish the platforms were jump through. What I mean is, in certain video games, you can, like, jump over a platform simply from jumping underneath it, you know? They even had platforms in, like, Neon Palace just earlier, right? But these ones are solid. These have actual barriers and limitations. So if you jump at it from the bottom, you won't go above it. And if you're trying to... Like, a rival can sort of push you out of the way and knock you underneath a platform and stuff. And it feels like you might screw up your jumps a little bit so you won't get up when you're trying to. Again, you're racing your rival to get to the Eggmobile. If the rival gets to the platforms first, he has an opportunity to jump at the dome first. And that's no good. So it's a race, but the other rival's always in your way, constantly homing attacking you. This is one of those boss fights where I hate the fact that there's a rival in the fight. I know that's the gimmick of the game, but at the same time, I wish this was just a traditional boss fight where nobody was competing with you to beat up Eggman. You were just fighting Eggman, because I could tolerate that more, and I would be more happy with that product. That would be a more fun boss fight. But as it is, it's like I'm stressing out because I'm trying to get to the top of the platforms, and Metal Sonic keeps hitting me, and it's all annoying, and it's just like, ah. Sometimes this boss fight's really simple for me, other times the rival just keeps... Like, see that? I sort of air dashed, and I lost momentum, and I didn't hit the dome, and I could have gotten a score, but I screwed it up. Again, it's a boss fight that sometimes it works well for me, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the Egg Bull actually stays in place for like a really long time, and he'll just do a series of consecutive attacks. I don't know why. You know, the AI seems to have a mind of its own. I don't know why the boss does what it does, but hey, that's how it works. Again, and when you hit it 4 times with any character, he eventually starts resorting to dynamite. So you can't even like stay ahead when you're running away from the Egg Bull, because then the dynamite goes all the way forward, and you can't really jump out of the way of it and stuff, so you sort of want to be behind, but your rival's going to be trying to hit you, so it's kind of annoying, because everything's trying to kill you in this boss fight. But, you know, that's the Egg Bull. Some people may like it. I'm not so big on it. Anyway, some things about the plot coming up. Apparently, Eggman Nega learned about Ifrit from Professor Gerald. Why the hell does Professor Gerald know everything about everything? He found Emerald from Sonic Battle. He knows about the Ifrit, so he looked up research on that. He made artificial chaos and stuff. What the hell is with Gerald? What was he looking up 50 years ago? Also, in order to summon the Ifrit and make it powerful, Eggman Nega is collecting Chow to sacrifice to the Ifrit. He is literally gathering these Chow so that the Ifrit can gobble them all up and eat them as some sort of sacrificial supper or something. I don't know, but that was pretty interesting. I thought that was a pretty weird plot point that made me go, huh? I just wanted to bring it up now since I'm not going to talk over the cutscene coming up, but yeah, that's weird. But anywho, folks, this has been the Egg Bowl. It's okay. But I will see you in part 5 when we move on to the spooky levels. Ugh.
If there's one thing Eggman's good at, it's running away. He's gotta be somewhere here in the wasteland.
Sonic! Eggman's been here all right. Look, it's another page from his book. The Ifrit destroyed the entire...
Sounds like this Ifrit definitely has something to do with what's been going on.
Hey, if it isn't Sonic and Tails, how are you two doing?
Rouge and Knuckles! What are you two doing here?
We're still looking for the Master Emerald that someone carelessly left unguarded.
What'd you say?
We have an emerald detector, but we need some rings to keep it fueled. Think you can help me?
No problem. Come on, Tails. Let's go and round up some rings.
I need to take a rest.
So, what's going on? The mission isn't completed yet.
Eggman Nega is looking for Chow, as well as Chaos Emeralds.
Why the Chow?
Because the Ifrit he wishes to summon needs to consume them to become invincible.
It's going to eat the Chow alive? Incredible.
To be honest, my powers are almost exhausted. I'll need some rings to power myself back up.
Now I understand. Let's collect some rings then. Silver, do you hear someone?
Think you can help me?
No problem. Come on, Tails. Let's go and round up some rings.
Silver, looks like we might have our work cut out for us. Sonic and Tails are also collecting rings. Let's cut them off, then take the rings from them afterward. I'll go after Sonic.
Okay.
Now that we're here, we should be safe.
Very well, Doctor. Tell me what you know.
Sorry for being so cryptic, Shadow, but Eggman Nega is very sneaky. He apparently got some old files from my late grandfather, Professor Gerald. Those writings tell of an interdimensional beast called the Ifrit, and Eggman Nega wants to release it. The key to opening the portal to the Ifrit's dimension is the 7 Chaos Emeralds. You must stop him.
So, if he gets all 7 emeralds, then the portal will open and the beast can get through. Rouge is collecting the Chaos Emeralds, right? How many do she and Knuckles have?
Shadow, they're coming!
Okay, leave this to us. Metal Sonic, keep Knuckles occupied by collecting rings. I'll talk to Rouge.
Boy, you're pretty fast.
Tell me who hired you.
Not a chance. A professional never reveals their sources.
Don't make me. Hey, you tripped me.
Maybe you're just clumsy.
Why, you? I'd better collect those rings, and fast.
Seems like Sonic hasn't spotted me. We need those rings too. It's going to take a while to catch up to him, but I'll get him. Sorry, Sonic, but I need those rings.
Espio, when did you...
I'll take those rings.
What? Hey, give those back!
Boy, collecting these rings is a lot more work than I thought. I wonder how Sonic's doing.
I can barely move. I must have used too much of my ESP power, but I can't let them get away. This is a battle against time.
I finally collected enough rings for Knuckles and Rouge.
Thanks, Half Pint. I'll take those now.
Hey, what are you doing? Come back with my rings!
Hey, where did those thieves go?
You're not talking about me, are you?
Eggman! So, this is where you've been hiding. Perfect timing. If you're not behind the Chow disappearance, then what are you up to?
If I told you, I'd ruin the surprise. I'll tell you what, if you can defeat my creation here, I'll give you a clue. Ha ha ha!
Sonic, Tails, step aside. We need to talk to him first.
We'll see about that. Come on, Tails. It's time for round 2. Rouge has already tracked down a number of the emeralds, thanks to her emerald detector. But she said that she'd been hired by someone.
What? Shadow, is that true? It must be Eggman Nega. He's the one who's using Rouge to gather the emeralds.
You now know too much! Eggman, I knew you were wrapped up in all of this!
Out of my way, you two. He's mine.
Shadow? Now what's your problem?
Yeah! Seems like my strength is returning. Thank you, Espio.
Don't worry about it.
Wait, it's Eggman Nega, Sonic, and Tails. Come on, Espio.
Ho ho ho! Well, looks like we have ourselves a little hedgehog party.
Sonic, Tails, step aside! We need to talk to him first!
We'll see about that. Come on, Tails. It's time for round 2.